Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to end the video, and this is a paid request for Kenny. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, PayPal is usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. Now, Kenny wanted my thoughts on the Resident Evil 1 remake. I guess to be fair, long story short, I've never played it. But I wanted to give a video for the guy because it's the least I could do. I have seen people play the game, so I do know of it. And maybe talk a little bit about Resident Evil in itself. The first Resident Evil game I played back in the day was this one for PlayStation, Resident Evil 2. Played this many times, again and again. Leon A, Claire A, Leon B, Claire B, all that stuff. Still enjoy it to this day. And the original Resident Evil 1, I played a little bit after that. I think I remember the first time I played, I thought it was a lot tougher than this one. But I think if I played now, it's actually not too bad, not too shabby. I think I would do fairly fine with it, I believe. Resident Evil 3 I didn't play much of. So if I played that, it'd be like playing it new. And then Resident Evil 4 is my favorite. Absolutely my favorite. I had it on PlayStation 2. I have it now on PlayStation 4. Love the original Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 5 I'm not a fan of. Resident Evil 6 I don't have and truly never played that much of. It just didn't look that interesting. 5 and 6 I don't have. 5 I don't like. 6 I don't have. Dead Aim and Survivor I think I have on those modded systems. I think Dead Aim I have on the modded PlayStation 3 that has all the PS2 games on there. And then Survivor I think I have on the modded PS1. So who knows, maybe one day people will request that. If so, feel free. If not, no worries. But I haven't played much of them, so I can't say anything about them. Now, when Resident Evil 1 Remake came out, it came out for the GameCube, then ultimately the Wii, and I never owned a GameCube. Never owned it. There was Resident Evil 1 Remake and Resident Evil 0. And like I said, I never owned them. So I never had those systems. I had the PlayStation 2, PS1, PS2, then PlayStation 3. As a kid, I was more a Nintendo guy, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and then as years went on, I just became more of a PlayStation guy. Like, if I were to buy a new system, it would be a PS5, but it's just too expensive right now, and not that many games, honestly. Only a handful I would want, so it wouldn't seem like it was worth the money. But I know, getting off track. What's that to do with anything, goddammit? Shut up! Going back to Resident Evil 1 Remake, I've seen people play so I can at least give my critique of it on a visual sense, like watching a movie. My friend Michael Keane, the Choice Voice, he played it. I know he quite enjoyed it. A lot of people say it's easily one of the best remakes of all time. I did like the Resident Evil 2 remake. I especially like the Resident Evil 4 remake. What's interesting about the Resident Evil 1 remake from what I saw was that it did not subtract, it just added. You have the updated graphics, the improved voice acting compared to the original. You have a much more gloomier, moodier, filled with shadows, much more of a darkness to the surroundings compared to the original. Whether when you're outside in the cutscenes or when you go inside, the lighting is a lot more dim. It just feels like much more of a spooky game. While the original might have been spooky for people at the time, but nowadays people play it as much more fun or campy. But the remake seemed to much more of a gloomier feel to it. And it seemed like they didn't really take anything out. They still have the opening with Bravo team, running from the dogs, get into the mansion. You could play as Chris Redfield or you could play as Jill Valentine. If you play Chris Redfield, you get to deal with Rebecca, the medic. If you play as Jill Valentine, you get to deal with Barry. There's still the scene with the shotgun as Jill, and Barry saves you. You turn him into Jill's sandwich. They kept that in there. The enemies, the zombies, Forrest, one of the team members being a zombie. You can find him and get the weapon, the grenade launcher. They still keep pretty much all the enemies. The giant spider, the shark, which I think is named Neptune, Plant 42, the tyrants, the tyrant at the end, the hunters, those lizard-like creatures. I didn't really notice anything, and also the multiple endings. You could have the ending where Barry dies, or you have the ending where Barry lives, you have the ending where you save Chris, or you don't save Chris, and vice versa. You have the ending where Rebecca dies, or Rebecca lives, or you save Jill, or you don't save Jill. So they give you those options. They still have Wester in there. The dialogue and the acting do seem at least a bit less campy. I'm not saying it's void of that. There's still little elements there, but some who enjoy that may enjoy the original version more. But I'm just saying in comparison, you see that there's a bit of an improvement in the voice acting. And I also saw that, again, it just added, which is very commendable. Because you think about just these other remakes that they just subtract stuff. They just get rid of stuff. I love Resident Evil 4, but I didn't like that they took away some stuff to put it in the Ada DLC. So the one boss battle that you have to fight, I forget the damn name, the right hand, I forget what the creature is called. You fight him against when you're Leon in the original Resident Evil 4, but they took it out to put it with the Ada section. The laser hallway, they took that out to put in the Ada section. I think even the bit when you're on the trolley, going from point A to point B, and you're fighting bad guys, they took that out and they put in the Ada section. So I don't like that aspect. I'd rather have all that in the main game, because I want to do those scenes as Leon. I don't like Ada, because I think that voice actress sucks. I do, I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry, that's how I feel. Ada in Resident Evil 4 Remake, who's the same in Welcome to Raccoon City, the same actress, she's such a sucky suck. Void of talent, void of charisma, void of acting chops. She belongs in the room. I'm talking about the movie. She's just not good. She's wooden. She's dull. And I don't want to play with her or as her. No thank you. I prefer the original Ada. Both for Resident Evil 2 and the original Resident Evil 4. Even the Resident Evil 2 remake, she sounded better. That's just me, though. Oh, I was talking about, stuff that was deleted. They didn't really do that here. They have the snake, the yawn, all that stuff. But on top of that, they add in this whole section in this kind of cemetery area where you gotta find these masks and you put them on, and there's a boss battle. There's the Lisa Trevor. That whole bit with Lisa Trevor and who is she, and you find notes detailing who she is, and she was experimented on and wants her mother and all this other stuff. That was a different type of addition. Because none of that was in the original. And so that's nice. You don't delete, you just add. Also the idea of the zombies, where they add the idea, okay, you kill them, but if they're still on the ground, and you didn't blow their head off, you have to burn them. If you don't burn them, they come back. And I'm trying to think, what was the Crimson Head? Crimson Head. If a zombie is killed but not properly disposed of, like burn him with the kerosene from the fuel canteen, it'll reanimate. And it's a mutation between a zombie and a licker. Razor sharp claws and it's capable of running just as fast as you. So there you go. So I thought that was pretty neat. I thought that was when I'm watching friends play it, okay, that's a different take on it. They give a bit more tension, a bit more strategy, and how to play the game. I appreciate that. So yeah, I think the Resident Evil Remake seems like a good game. They still have the crows in there. They still have a couple of the puzzles in there. It seems like a tougher game. It does. It does seem like a tougher game than the original. And like I said, I've never played it. I don't have the game. I know it's for like PS4. I'm on other stuff. I just don't have it, so I can't tell you about it because I've never played it. But I know, again, my friend has played it, and he seemed to really enjoy it and have fun with it. I still remember a bit when he's playing at night, my friend Michael Keane, and he shoots one, and he's like looking at the camera, and as he's looking, someone else attacks him. He's like, fuck this. Like, he killed one, he thought that was the only one. He's like, breathe a sigh of relief before he lets it out.
Oh shit, son of a bitch. Get off me. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, guys, you don't know how the... Fuck! Where the fuck did these guys come from? I'm on caution, too. Where the fuck did they come from? Any more? You don't fucking know how the fuck that scared the shit out of me. Grown-ass man sitting here with all the lights on, and that scared the shit out of me.
But yeah, I mean, Resident Evil 6 kind of killed the franchise for a bit. I've seen some people play it. It's a long... feels like a very, very long game and a lot of action. And then I did play 7. I liked that. I never played Village. A guy a year and a half ago had said, I'm going to send you the game to play. He never did. And, oh well. That's fine. And then it's like, okay, you know, I'm busy with other stuff. That comes first and foremost. So maybe one day I'll play Village. I don't know. I don't have the game. But maybe one day. Who knows? I know Resident Evil 9 is being talked about. There's a rumor it'll be open world. I don't know how that would work. I didn't even play Resident Evil 3 Remake. I have Resident Evil 3 Remake. I still haven't played it yet. I just haven't been very busy with requests. And those, I didn't first and foremost come... Those are priority before I start playing games on my own. I mean... Unless someone wants to request it, be my guest. But again, that's first and foremost. 4 Remake was a lot of fun. 2 I liked, but I liked 4 Remake a lot more. But yeah, I've heard nothing but praise about Resident Evil 1 Remake, so apparently to everybody else, they did it very well, which is cool. So with that said, thanks for watching, take care. Thanks once again, Kenny, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.